we pride ourselves on being nice and neat. We pride ourselves in being able to regulate our emotions. Part of regulating your emotions is being patient. I have this pressure that I put on myself to be that, and if I'm not that, I'm like, damn, I'm not living up to the standard that I've set for myself.
The standard we set for ourselves is the expectation people have of us. I think ultimately too, the greatest gift in that is saying, I want to be who I am in the dark, in the light. And I think people start saying, I'm just going to be this in the light, and then I'll be that in the dark.
Do y'all ever get tired of being a good man?
Nah. You know what I get tired of? Knowing what the right thing is all the time. That's what I get tired of, because there's no running away from that, because the lights is off. Even when the lights is off. That's so real. It's exhausting, but bro, like, it is what it is. And it feels good, bro. Yeah. Good man.
Yeah.
It feels good hearing people speak about you, highly of you. It feels good knowing, like, when you walk into a room, you can shift the energy. It feels good knowing that people could depend on you, count on you. That's the good feeling, bro, as a man.
AJ want everything he can. I'll be the one to
Simeon Pando.
Joy Monet.
Tank. Melvin Gregg.
This is another episode of Nice and Neat.
I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalon.
Welcome back to another episode.
I don't know what that means still. I don't know who that is.
Hey, y'all be hearing new music now or no?
Not really.
You gotta be semi-big. Well, Tyler created a new album.
Oh, yeah. I did listen to that, though. I did listen to that, though.
Okay. Yo, what's the deal, y'all? Hope all is well. Welcome back to another episode. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalon, and this is another episode of the #1 podcast in all of Los Angeles, Nice and Neat. Oh, man. Hey, look. A few hot topics. I got one, though, for you guys.
Shoot it.
Interesting. We just came out of homecoming season for HBCU, right? So they got this thing kind of going around where they saying if you didn't go to the HBCU with your partner, if y'all didn't go to school together, you can't bring, or you shouldn't bring, your partner to homecoming. Let me explain why.
What?
Let me explain why.
That's interesting.
You shouldn't bring your partner to homecoming because you got to keep in mind, you went to college from 18 to 22. You know, it's a lot of rocking side hugs. It's a lot of remembering back in there.
Your things is in there.
Right? Your things is in there, right? First and foremost, do you guys schools have homecomings?
Nah, but I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys feel about that rule? Not for y'all school necessarily.
It makes sense with HBCU though, because it's a big thing. It's a spectacle. It's all good. Some people that I was dealing with probably won't even be there, but everyone's going back to HBCUs. So like, nah, I get it.
Yeah, I don't.
I get it.
I don't.
I get it.
We talking about shit that's in my past. You know what I mean? And even though we rocking and stuff like that, yo, this is my wife.
You think
this my girl, or this my girl, whatever the situation is, like this is where I'm at right now.
So,
and I want to take you back to homecoming because I want to show you what kind of experience I was having when I was at school.
do you?
No,
not like that. Not like that. I want you to experience the HBCU culture. I want you to feel what it's like to be embraced by all of our people.
Now, she didn't go to HBCU at all.
Yeah,
she went to another one.
What is it?
She went to another one.
She went to another one. She didn't go at all.
She didn't go.
She didn't go. Yeah, I got a break. I'm not. Okay, but
I got you.
Hold up, but what's the alternative though?
So
what's the alternative? You going to homecoming without your girl?
That was my next question. Do you think that you'll be able to get the homecoming?
No way.
No
way.
Nah.
It's a wrap.
So I mean, Duke, you in a fraternity though?
Yeah, nah.
It's over with.
Nah.
What fraternity what's more important?
Nah, you wouldn't.
Yeah, not your fraternity.
Yeah, you won't be able to get the pass. No, sir.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, I understand the rhetoric though.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like we feel that way because we didn't go to HBCUs, but people who did, it's like, no, that's the weekend where it's like this is my guy's trip, and they get that. This is my girl's trip, and they get that.
Oh no,
I don't get it. Being in a relationship, I don't understand.
I don't either. I'm just trying to speak for the HBCU.
Yeah,
goers.
I don't understand.
You guys could definitely chime in the
comments. It
comments.
sounds to me though like, are you saying that they're saying, hey yo, this is for us, leave your spouse at home, or are they saying don't bring your spouse because there's things in there?
Nah, like this
Just
is
saying, don't bring your spouse because they didn't go to HBCU.
Yeah, they
right?
so they're not gonna understand like the culture of the HBCU, and I don't mean like just the richness of the culture. I mean like your people who you was hanging out with,
how we interact,
how they interact, the people who were on the same dorm floor as you,
imagine bringing your girl who didn't pledge Greek to the yard, and the Q run up on all fours on her. You know what I mean? It's a little intimidating. She don't really know how to act.
Or all the AKAs is running up on you, say, "Hey, Sans," and they giving you all the hugs that you guys got and gave when you crossed.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
But that's crazy. That's crazy because I seen people in my comments talking about, "Hey, Sans, how do you think about Chanel see this shit?"
But she don't know what it means.
I'm like, what does she know what this means?
She don't know what it means.
Nah, I'd be like, I wonder what she know what this means. But I'm pretty sure she does. But I get it. But nah, I think it's like, nah, come on. I think at that point, your partner should know.
Right.
Hey, this is kind of like, hey, I'm bringing you here. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy the experience. But no, don't think too much of it.
It's hard to say that though.
I know.
Like, let's say our women went to HBCUs and you go with them and
I know.
You know, they see their girls, but then you see the guys that they know because it's like, they're not gonna all of a sudden not speak.
Yeah.
No. Well, they would though. They would though if they see you with somebody.
Not in that. That's what I'm saying. In that culture, it's like the HBCU culture. It's not how we looking at it when you just see somebody on the street that you used to, nah, bro. Like we was really in this together. We might have had a moment.
I'm saying, listen, I hear you, but like that exists in everything.
Right.
So
True. That's
that
true.
exists in everything,
It
bro.
exists in everything, right? But like at the HBCU, right? Also, too, like let's say it's not the actual guy who may have done something with her, but it's his homies. They gonna come up and you gonna be curious, and
But
you gonna be like,
though, we talking about homecoming. I mean, you've already graduated and left college, bro. You a grown ass adult.
"See, this ain't that."
It is that.
No, not at no HBCUs. This ain't that.
Nigga, you still grown. You can't. It don't matter. It don't matter. Like
I feel you.
okay.
This is what you not understanding.
But that's not what they saying. They saying
Okay.
This ain't
I
that.
get you.
It's homecoming.
I get
bro.
you.
You see 50-year-olds going to homecoming
I ain't seen it, but I hear you.
because we didn't go to HBCU.
Yeah, I hear you.
So
I'm going. My girl going. I'm going.
I'm going too. I'm going.
if she
Going. I'm going.
yeah.
Oh shit, I want to vibe too.
I'm gonna vibe too. I can fit in.
I'm gonna vibe too.
I can fit in.
But you gotta also understand though, you guys come from
Different.
Yeah.
We be individuals right there.
I'm going.
We be individuals right there. Yeah.
Generally speaking,
I'm going, but generally speaking, I'm speaking for the general population here, guys.
Yeah.
I'm speaking for the people that's yelling at the screen right now.
But I'm gonna question people though. I gotta question people that's like, I'm going and you stay on. I gotta question them.
Me too. That don't make no
I
sense.
gotta question those people. Because why?
So you mean to be completely honest?
Yeah.
So there is a subculture. I'm not saying that this is the HBCU culture, but there is a subculture to where they're like, hey, yo, that's your whatever happens weekend.
There's a what?
That's your whatever happens.
That's like a going to Vegas?
Yes. And that is how they look at it. There's a subculture. I'm not saying that is the HBCU culture, but there is a subculture.
I'm just saying,
that's saying, hey, look, I trust my partner, but whatever happens that weekend.
I'm just like, in what world do you get these exemptions within relationships?
Those don't exist in my world.
They don't exist in mine either.
Those don't
I don't even.
in my world. Yeah. You know, maybe if we roll
It's not real life.
one night.
It's not real life, man.
No, it's not. It's not. Speaking of,
They'll call you insecure for that. They'll call you insecure.
Who will call me insecure for that? Women?
People in there.
Men ain't gonna call
People in
me
there.
insecure.
People in there.
People in there. Men ain't gonna call me insecure for
Nah,
that.
they're not gonna call you. Men ain't gonna call you.
so okay. Speaking of that, right? That was one hot topic question.
You got another one?
I got another one.
Come on.
I got another
Come
one.
on
I got
with
another
it.
one. And it's been racking my brain, but I want to see if you guys can make sense of it. What is up with so many people having children, and as soon as they had these kids, or before these kids is even walking, really, they breaking up?
Tragic stories.
Like, and most of these people, you know, they're not married, but like they breaking up, you know, and deciding to co-parent. I understand. I've went through pregnancy. Pregnancy is actually very difficult. I didn't go through pregnancy. I wasn't pregnant, but
Y'all went through pregnancy.
we went through pregnancies, right? And I want to let men know that you guys got confidence. You got confidence. You guys could leave your comments under here and just say your pregnancy journey story, okay? Because I don't think they get heard enough. But
Go ahead and let
Just let it out.
let it out. Let it out.
right? No, but I understand that it's tough. It's tough for everybody involved. It's tough for women. It's tough for men. It's tough for the strain that it puts on the household. It's on the household chores. It's tough, right? Who's gonna cook? Who's gonna do the laundry? She's getting bigger. She can't reach to the back of the double-decker laundry, dryer. Right? So you now have to do that, right? And it's like you have to snap into place. So I do understand where the arguments or the frustration could come, but I wonder where it comes from, where people just make a decision like, we're just not gonna be together anymore. We're gonna split.
You hit it dead on the head, bro.
It's too hard.
Not even that. It's people aren't connected or haven't committed to something higher than themselves. You know what I mean? Being just like you, having gone through the experience, I could easily see how a man could be like, hey, I'm out of here. This shit is tough.
Yeah.
This shit is tough. You're turning into a person that I don't even recognize this person right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, but when you're married, when you say both of you guys make a commitment under God, and there's something higher than you guys that you guys are both committed to, then it makes it a little harder to bow out. But when there's nothing here that's really keeping me spiritually lined in this moment, it's easy for me to say, the work is too heavy. I'm out of here. And matter of fact, it'll just give us both of us more peace if I leave anyway. You know what I mean? And walking away is some of the easiest things you could ever do in life.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? That's like, and people are scared to face the hard shit. You know what I mean? And when you're not committed, you're not married, you don't have this covenant with God, you're gonna run. Plain and simple. It's too hard. You're gonna get up out of there. Ejectocito, cuz. I'm dead serious, because the workload is too heavy. The burden is too heavy on your shoulders. You know what I mean? And even though there's millions of people that have gone through it before successfully, right? It's just so easy for you to walk away. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm pretty maybe not now, but people know, right? Like, when you're in a relationship with someone, when y'all just like dating, boyfriend and girlfriend, the throwing around breaking up with your ass, like, that's easily loosely thrown around, right?
People be loosey-goosey with it.
People be loosey-goosey with it. But when you get married, that talk no longer exists. In your head, you be like, bro, back in the day, I'll tell your ass, break up with your ass. But nah, you go in your room, you say, man, we got to figure this out. We got to figure this out, because tomorrow we're back up. We're back up at this thing. You know what I mean? We're back up to bat.
Yeah.
We're back up to bat. And what happened yesterday, that shit don't matter. You know what I mean? But when you're not committed, you know what I mean? Not married, I think you don't have those same values or goals, you know what I mean? Or those things aren't relevant to you. And I think that's why we see so many people enter a relationship, have children, and then go separate ways, which is super unfortunate, because it just continues to build broken homes.
Do you think this happens even if the couple has been together for a long time and still not married?
It can. I think the chances are a lot lower. You know what I mean? Because, especially like here,
You kind of know each other.
yeah, you know what I mean. But I'm more so talking about the people that get together, have a baby pretty soon. You know what I mean? I'm more so talking about those people.
I feel like they don't even know each other.
That.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
And pregnancy is not the time to try to find somebody out.
Nah.
That is not the time to try to find out who a woman is, especially because her hormones are changing and altering so much that
You're not getting a fair assessment.
Not at all. And once that baby's out, it's still changing. Things are still altering.
Yep.
So that usually is a time I feel like when men are the least patient. When they're like, okay, the baby's out, why you still acting like this? And it's like, bro, her body is trying to regulate. It's trying to find some balance again. And, they say postpartum now, they've done studies where they say it can last up to 7 years.
Yeah.
Those first 2 years, though, they're really, really something important to pay attention to, but up to 7 years. So, like, if you're trying to find out who a woman is for the first time postpartum, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
And it probably is easier
Just walk away.
to just walk away for guys. It's not necessarily the right thing, but I could see how somebody would just be like, this is just the easy thing for me to do. And I've even heard guys say, we'll just figure it out on the other side.
Yeah. I'm sure a woman learns a lot about a man too in that process, where it's like, oh, you're not even equipped to deal with the hard stuff.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
You're not. Oh, I thought you're
I
not.
thought you was.
Like, oh no, you're not. No, you're not even a man I would even want anywhere near my kid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure.
into that.
I'm sure women that becomes reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, okay, well, just walk away. Like, I want you to walk away.
And that's weak too, because that becomes a whole nother cycle of like, now, without even her knowing, she is now turning the kid
okay, yeah.
against the father,
Mm.
because she's gonna subtly or blatantly say these type of things out loud. She can't help it. She's gonna voice those opinions. You know what I mean?
Like, he left us.
Yep. Then it creates another cycle of men not being around, not having.
Well, it's like he left us, but he was really never with us.
Yep.
Yeah, that's something that I have a huge disdain for, is anybody who makes their child a chess piece within their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
When you bring your child in to be a part of the game that you're trying to play with your partner, it's very nasty and it's disgusting to me. And it sucks because when you decide to separate, that child is in your game that you're playing.
Mm.
And I'm not saying that, co-parenting can't be healthy. I'm just saying the individuals have to be healthy in order for co-parenting to be healthy.
And usually when splits happen, it takes time for people to heal.
It takes a little time.
It takes a little
So
time.
any jab you could do, you get, and just, I love when people can just be like, hey, yo, you know what? We decided to not be together. Since we can't put each other first, let's put this child first. Because we put each other first in a relationship kind of relationship person. I feel like our child will see the love with us and they'll be able to get that. But if you can't do that, then you guys both should be willing to put that child first.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. Okay, both of y'all. When it comes to making decisions, right, as a family, but predominantly newborn decisions, like what's going on with the baby? All right, how do you guys, like, is it just you just defer to your woman because she's a mom, or do you have decisions that you feel strongly about that you mandate?
Hold on one second, O.
Okay.
I'm gonna say something that O texted me this morning. First and foremost, everybody parents different.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, everybody parents different, right? So now you could go ahead and answer that question.
That's funny. He texted me about something, and I just texted him something that we were doing inside of our house. Hey, no pressure, because I know everybody parents differently, but this is what we doing. Let's see. What was the question again?
So, like, when it comes to making decisions about your child, do you defer to your wives?
What you gotta understand is that I'm sure there's moments where I feel strongly about something, she feels strongly about something, but we're both doing this for the first time. So it is going to be a conversation for the most part every time for all the first things. But after a while, once these things become repeated and we've decided on what our behavior or actions are going to be for this particular thing, then you can start deferring, you know what I mean? Or you can start saying, hey man, that, I leave it up to you how you want to do it. But I feel like there is, and maybe you could speak to this more, because my daughter's young, but so there hasn't been too many things that I felt like, hey, I'm going to take the lead on this. You know what I mean? Because she's still in the infant stage.
Or you feel like, I know best for this?
Yeah.
Because I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what I mean? And honestly, like, there's certain things within you that just are innate that you just know. Or you maybe don't know, but you just feel it. You just got that gut feeling. You know what I mean? Like, making this decision making. Yeah. That's probably really where you lead at, right? Right. With raising a child, there's motherly instincts that just kick in that they just naturally do. So you gonna allow them to embrace that and walk in that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because we don't know what to do, and even when we act like, for me personally, when I act like or think I know what I'm doing, I realize very quickly I don't. You know what I mean? So it's like I'd rather not take the wheel in every situation, and I rather always leave it up to conversation, especially right now. But I could easily see how things, as she ages, you know what I mean, how I want to be a little bit more assertive in that situation.
Right.
Yeah, there's absolutely stages, right? I mean, science will tell you there's stages. For the first 9 months of the baby's life, the baby actually feels like it is still a part of its mom's body.
Yeah.
I can't be more important than her. We'll just get that out the way now, right? Am I involved? Absolutely, right? When it comes to healthcare decisions, we can make those things together. When it comes to things that he's eating, I'll be honest, she more so takes the lead on it as far as the research that she's put into. So the research that she's put into where she's like, hey, he can eat this, he can't eat this. Okay, we're going to slow feed this. This is how we're going to do it. This is something that a lot of kids have allergies, so we'll give it in doses in this way and do these things. So those are things that she's much more versed. Every relationship may be different, right? Somebody, let's say if Omar is he's going to school to be, is it a herbologist?
Chinese medicine.
Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine.
Right. So it's going to be certain aspects of medicine that he's probably going to take the lead on within his household in general, because that is a space of expertise that he has. My wife spends the majority of time with our son. She sees the things that he does and he needs more than I do.
Yeah.
Right. However, there are spaces where it is, when it comes to nighttime and how he sleeps and the things that is going on with his body, really when the sun is down. Now, those are things where I'll be like, hey, babe, did you notice this when he did this? Like, oh, I didn't see that. Okay, cool. Pay attention to that. So now when I get home, and this is why it's such a teamwork thing. You know, I would hate to say like, nah, I just defer for all these things, or she just defers for all of these things. It's so much of a team to where it's like, hey, did you see this? She's like, I didn't see it. I'll be on the lookout for that. Or she'll tell me, did you see this? And I'll be like, I see something kind of like that. And she's like, okay, cool. He's doing these things now. Some of the best advice that I got for one of my clients, he's a father, he's a filmmaker, and he's not home a lot. He was like, one thing that you're going to have to do in being a present father when you are present, but you're not there as much as the mother is, you have to put your ego aside, because everything you guys are doing is for this child. So if she says, hey, this is what he's doing, you have to trust that. Because like, you know, you want to be like, nah, well, this is the way I do it. That's not the way we've been doing it.
That's not the way we do it.
That's not the way we do it. You have to get the child into a routine, and routines are so important for children. Like, as much as people just like, oh, we just kind of like let it be, like, you find yourself saying, this is what works for us in our household and how we do things. So I wouldn't necessarily say that I defer, but there are areas where she's the star of the team, and there's areas where I'm the star of the team.
You guys think that in most relationships that are healthy, okay, not like toxic relationships, but healthy relationships, do you feel like a lot of men grapple with making decisions, or in those relationships, is it so much of a, do men often find themselves just making decisions for the family, or do you feel like most of the time it's a collaborative effort to make decisions?
I would say it depends on what we're deciding on.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay. Because like, it's kind of hard to decide to make a definitive.
This is outside of just child.
Outside of children.
In general. Just in general.
If outside in general, then yeah, I find myself making a lot of decisions on our behalf, because, I mean, let's face it, man, I'm the leader of the family. Okay. You know what I mean? And leaders are, I think one of their job descriptions is to make decisions. Yeah. And to make decisions sometimes without consulting with others, like executive decisions. You know what I mean? There's some things I just got to do because I feel like it was best for us. You know what I mean? And I hope that you trust and believe that I made the best decision on our behalf. Yeah. But yeah, I find myself in making decisions for the family. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I mean, this is stupid, but like, what kind of health coverage are we gonna have? I don't need to consult with my woman about that. I know that we're like, my daughter needs to be covered, my wife needs to be covered, I need to be covered. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Here, babe, here goes your insurance card. You know what I mean? There's nothing to talk about on that front.
There's nothing to talk about.
Ain't nothing to talk about. It's nothing to talk about. I feel like this is the right.
Not before. Like now, if she experiences something like, oh, I don't like that, then we can.
Okay, cool. Yeah. They're not accepted
time and not having coverage by talking about.
No way, because that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen, and then you know what's gonna happen with that? Something's gonna happen, and then now we're not gonna be covered, and now we're gonna be sitting here with our foot in our mouth. You know what I mean? So. Sometimes
I'm trying to make a decision or something that I should have just
done. I should have just took the initiative on. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, I think that's what sometimes is important for the betterment of y'all family. You know what I mean? It's like it's just best for me to, and it's gonna take too much time too. Yeah. Calling you, figuring out, talking about it when this shit needs to happen right now.
But what happens though when there's a decision that needs to be made, right? And there's a disagreement. how do you find, and you really like, we going with your decision as a man. We're going with your decision. How do you find like solace and just, I'm good with that, even if you're mad?
You know, we had Pastor Ray on, and one of his things, he has 5 components of a healthy relationship, and one of them, and the last one, the most difficult one, is who breaks the tie.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
And who breaks the tie isn't necessarily I'm on top or you're on top, but it's like, hey, when we are facing something, if this is your area of expertise or this is my area of expertise, that is the answer that we have to go with.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So something for us that's really important when we have discrepancies in that manner is, I'm here to protect the long-term goal of the family. Whether you could see it in this short term or not, I'm here to protect the long-term interests of this family. So if we have plans and I have to alter those plans in order to generate some revenue for this family,
I'm here to protect the long term.
I'm here to protect the long-term interests of the family. So something that I constantly have to remind myself and think about that can even add validity to that is open communication. So just using your example, right? Oh, you made an executive decision, but now let me now talk you through what kind of coverage we have.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is the coverage. This is what we can do. This is what the copay is. You know, if you ever have a problem here, this is our point of contact. You know, right? Rather than just saying, I know you didn't just do this, but rather than just saying, hey, yo, here go your card, you know, call the number on the back and then go about your day.
Yep.
Because that's where the friction starts, because our job when it comes to our women is to protect, right? And it's to provide security, provide information, provide love, provide loyalty, right? So in that, you're providing the security that she needs by giving her the information of the person who's going to take care of her body. So when it comes to me, if constant communication, but always consistency, it's another C in there, right? If I always show you, hey, yo, I'm protecting the long-term interests of our family, even when it's inconvenient for me, then when I do it, when it's inconvenient for you, you're going to be more likely to bite your tongue. You may be mad in a moment. It's okay. We can deal with that because I love you and I'm going to be patient with your anger. However, you're going to see why I'm doing this, and then we'll be able to circle back and we'll be able to talk about it openly, right? There's always nuances that can happen in the relationship, but I think that open communication is important. That is something that I think we always have to learn as men, because telling you guys, there was the other day I was going to do something reckless, and I didn't communicate what I was going to do because I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. I just knew I was going to do something, right? And I didn't communicate with her what I was going to do, so it brought her to a point of frustration. And I'm frustrated now because it's like, yo, you want me to communicate about something that I don't even know exactly what this is going to look like.
That's crazy.
Right? So in that, I do think it's inconvenient for us, but it is our responsibility, unfortunately, to at least have a plan when we do have that space of open communication. Even if she makes suggestions that says to where you like, oh, that is actually better, you do got to have a plan though. Mm-hmm. Like you can't come in there and not have a plan and be like, what do you think we should do? But I did make this decision. It's like, nah, you got to have a plan. Mm-hmm. Hey, yo, this is our health coverage. This is what it looks like. This is what it costs. This is what we're doing. Okay, what you think about that? Mm-hmm. Right? Now, if she doesn't like that health coverage, then next month you guys can switch to something else. But you can do the research now, and you can show me, and then we can reconvene. But it's taken care of.
Yep. Now, when she says, "I don't like this health coverage," and you're like, "Well, it's the best for us financially, coverage. Mm-hmm. Why? What don't you like about it?" "Oh, my dad always had this other coverage that I grew up with, so let's do that." Okay. So now you're like, "No, we're doing this." Mm-hmm. Is there over communication, or is it I'm just standing on it and then we ain't talking about it no more?
I mean, I may just throw out, hey, your dad's not running this family. I may just throw that one out. Just throw it out. I might just throw that one out there. But pretty much that's it. That's like, I feel like it's the best decision.
Okay.
And we are deciding to run our family a particular way. Mm-hmm. You know, now if you feel If you feel that I made the wrong decision, well then help illustrate that for me.
Please paint it.
Please. But if you feel like I'm just not doing something that you're used to, no, that's not a real problem.
Story. That's not a real problem.
That's not a real problem.
That's
We're not
a
talking
fact.
about real problems. We're just talking just to be, right now you're just trying to be combative. You know what I mean? Because we're not talking about anything real. Does the coverage work? Is it fully, can you go see the doctor that you want? Okay.
You know, you just actually, this is right there is exactly how relationships work, right? In the space of, you want to do something because you're used to it. And in relationships, I think so much friction happens is because we try to hold on to what we want.
Yep.
Yeah.
And rather than focusing on, hey, this is how we do things.
What's the best for us?
What is the best for us, right?
Yeah.
I always say,
We all guilty of that.
we are. All of us are. I always say, hey, you know the way you do things, I know the way I do things, but we need to work on how we do things.
Yeah.
And that is one of those to where it's like, nah, I always did this. Like, nah, this is the route I always take. And it's like, yeah, but this route always has us late. We should take another route. It's like, well, this is the way I always take. And it's like, hey, we got to do something different here.
If not, we walking around insane.
This route you always take.
Yes.
But which one we gonna start taking?
Yeah, this is the route you always take. You know what I mean? Like I'm on this train now.
I think that's where the beauty is, man, when like arguments always, they kind of like come down when you're just like, hey, the focus is we right here.
Yeah.
The focus is on we right here. This isn't a me thing. This isn't a me taking anything away from you. The focus is on we right now. I think the thing that really gets blurred in when the focus is on we is it may be inconvenient to one of the parties in the situation.
Yeah.
So the frustration shows up.
Because when you say we, you're dismissing you.
Yes.
And you are.
Yeah.
And you are.
For the sake of us.
Hey, it's not you no more.
Yeah.
Right? So like forget your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Still don't make them feel good.
Forget your feelings.
Yep.
It's not about your feelings. It's about, and sometimes it's hard for us to kind of like grasp that.
We got to do a better job as men when we understand it is a forget your feelings situation, right?
You don't got to say it like that.
They don't need truth in the moment all the time, right? Somebody described it for me to where it was amazing. It was like, when you tell your woman the truth, when she wants you to just feel what she's going through, it's like saying, hey, you shouldn't jump in the water. And she jumps in the water and she's asking you for a life vest. And you're like, I told you don't get in there. Like, I told you not to get in there. And now you're in the water and you're drowning.
And now you're trying to explain.
And now you're trying, and it's like, just give her the life vest, bruh. She's drowning.
Yeah.
Get her out of there, and then you guys could talk. But we go straight to telling you.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
I told your ass, man.
Why you do that?
Why'd you do that? And we are we're notorious for doing that because we are
Try to
so
teach lessons on the spot.
on the spot. We're so logical.
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah, we
Trying
are.
to teach on the spot.
Oh,
Hey, class not in session right now.
Class
not in session right now.
I'm guilty of that. I try to teach on the spot. That's crazy.
And then you'd be like, man, I'm just wedging us apart. Why am I doing this right now? I'm too deep though, now.
Yeah.
So I got to keep teaching.
Hey, I don't want to forget this lesson. You need to learn this.
What is it about us and wanting to teach the lesson?
Because that's the only way you learn. We want them to learn.
And we want them to learn how we learn.
We want them to learn. And there's no, and honestly, bro, like there's no better time to learn than when you're in it.
Yep.
You know,
For us.
So,
And we feel like that because we learn so much like that.
yeah. So like,
It's gonna be great for you.
so again, let's take it back. Let's take it back to sports. If I mess up in the moment, I want correction in the moment
Yep.
because it's fresh.
Yep.
I know exactly what I did.
Yep.
Okay, I know exactly how I feel. I know exactly my foot placement, everything. But we go back and watch the tape. Yeah, I know what I did. I can see it. But now we gotta wait till I get back on the field for me to work on it.
Mm-hmm.
I could just work on it right now. So that's kind of how we learn. But then that's real, man. We try to teach right now.
Yeah, we be trying to teach because they still drowning in the emotion. And we just like, why you do that?
Just get them out of it.
Just get them out of there.
Pull them out.
Pull them out. Pull them out. Hey, and this is the thing that's hard for us is when you pull them out, it may not be a moment to teach.
I'm about to say that's the problem. You know when you pull them out, you got to dry them off. You got to make sure they feel comfortable again. They not scared. Hey, it's a whole process. You like, bruh, it's not just pulling you out the water.
Do you remember when you was me and you was talking one time, and I think you was talking about how I think you was talking about how you gonna Candace was struggling doing something, right? And you was like, "Yo, I'm gonna leave you in the water."
I said, I'm believing you. I ain't gonna let you drown, though.
He said, "Yo,
I'm gonna let you swallow some water,
You
though.
gonna swallow?
See, I ain't gonna let it drown, but you gonna swallow some water.
Nah, I'm gonna let you struggle for a little.
I'm gonna get you out of there, though.
I ain't gonna let you drown, but you gonna swallow some water."
Because that shit's funny. The explanation behind that though is so I need you to understand what it feels like, because I was trying to articulate it before you got in there and you didn't understand. So now that you in, I need you to understand what I was talking about. So I want you to feel that, so you don't have to feel that ever again. Because I didn't want you to experience it.
That's how you gonna learn.
That's how you gonna learn. I didn't want you to experience it in the first place, but you didn't listen to me.
So I'm gonna leave you in there for.
So now that you're in there, I'm gonna let you feel it for a second. You ain't gonna die though. I ain't gonna let you sink.
That was great, dog.
Right?
That was funny.
That was great.
That's the toughest thing about love. I was gonna say, you can't always teach in a moment, but because you plan on being with this person and you plan on doing life with this person, you know it's gonna come up again.
Yep.
It's gonna come up again, and it is up to our patience to be like, I have to be patient enough for when it comes up again, then I can go ahead and actually begin to break the ice a little bit. I'm not saying you just go ahead and be like, last time you did. Nah, it don't.
And to be real, like you said, it's gonna keep showing up.
Yeah.
Because lessons continue to come until we pass them.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they're gonna continue showing up in your life in various different ways until you've passed the test, and then you'll move on to the next test. You know what I mean? But that's literally I read something the other day about that. It's like, yo, these lessons, man.
But I also think that people pass tests when there is grace,
Yeah.
right? Patience, and real explanation.
That it's all dependent on what kind of teaching we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some teaching requires you to be really, really patient. But what happens when you've been patient? Do you continue being patient, or do we gotta shake it up a little bit? Like, at what point do you say this method isn't working?
Well, patience doesn't mean being passive, right?
This
That
is
may
true.
be one form.
This is true.
That may be one form. Patience can be, I'm willing to be patient enough to actually explain to you what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I can be patient enough to let you mess up once or twice. I can be patient enough. It just depends on, like you said, what method,
Over-communicate.
how you communicate, right? So it's just like, I've watched my partner make mistakes where I sat back and I was like, it's gonna hurt me to let her make that mistake, but I have to let her.
I gotta let her do it.
It's gonna hurt me. It's gonna really hurt me. It's
Yep.
gonna break my back to let her make that mistake. But if I don't let her do it, she might resent me for not allowing her to make this mistake in the way that she needs to make this mistake. But on the flip side, it's like she recognized it, and the love is even 10 times more, because it's like, wow, you gave me grace through that. Cause like, honestly, ain't nothing better than when you see a situation, you be like, it probably shouldn't be like that, but you know, let's see how she navigates it. And then she comes back and she be like, I blew it. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Do y'all ever feel like not acknowledged enough for being patient?
Honestly, bro, I don't.
Like, it's
I
not
like to say I'm patient. I don't think I'm as patient as I truly think I am, if I'm being honest. So no, I personally don't.
Nah,
Just being real. Just being real, bro.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I wish I'm gonna take a book out of Duke's, I'm gonna page out of Duke's book and just be perfect for a second. My girl acknowledged my patience all the time, bro. Like, she'd be like, thank you for being so patient right there. Like, you've been so patient during this time. And I just be like, wow, I could be more patient now. Because you gave that to me.
So you notice it.
She tells me all the time when I'm being patient. But yeah, it gets acknowledged. If it wasn't, I don't think I could be as patient. I don't think I would have the bandwidth for that level of patience that I do.
There was probably more frustration in it.
Yeah. Because I'm not naturally a patient person. I actually don't think none of us are natural. I think it's crazy. Ironically,
I was gonna ask him.
I'm a patient
I feel like
person.
he's super patient.
I feel like he will be the patient one.
Yeah.
It's
They're
actually,
all a little bit more hyper.
yeah, it's actually interesting because like I'm patient with, I just understand, you know, not even understand, but I just cool.
You also don't take a lot of things personal.
That's what it is. That's what it is. I don't take a lot of things personal,
Yeah,
right? So I have the ability to be like, okay, it's not about me,
that's a gift.
you know.
It's a real gift.
I definitely don't take a lot of things
Cause
personal,
I'd be like, you're not even thinking about me
Yeah.
right now.
You being real selfish right now.
you know. But also, I have this I think I have this unhealthy desire to be a man, you know, like an unhealthy desire to do man shit right, I should say. So patience is one of those things to me. Leadership is one of those things to me. Emotional composure is one of those things to me. And I don't want to say unhealthy, but there's like a deep desire to do those things. So when I'm met with those opportunities,
I know what you mean when you say unhealthy.
I'm like, I really don't want to do, but like, nah, I gotta stand strong and stand firm in the things that I believe that I should be. You know, so sometimes that becomes frustrating when I know I'm doing that, even though like everything in me is saying, don't be patient.
Do you feel when you say unhealthy, do you use the word unhealthy because you feel at times you're a bit of a punching bag?
No, not a punching bag. I feel like at times I don't allow myself to just be like a fuck it ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like a fuck it. And I don't want to say that's healthy either, because there's some distraction in that. But I feel like sometimes I'm like, I will have this problem with this frustration. I wouldn't feel so frustrated if I was just a dude who was just like, all right, well, like, nah, I'm not being patient. I don't care about being this upstanding man. You know, I don't care about this stuff. It's easier that way. So sometimes I feel like I struggle with that.
I feel like I struggle with that, but in a sense of it's my job to take on more all the time. I feel that way. Like it's my job to take on more all the time. If you're here, I have to be here.
Yeah.
No matter what. So if you come down, then we still not even. I still gotta come down even again more. So to your point of the unhealthy
You understand
part,
it, yeah.
I know I understand
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying because it's like,
It's actually the thing that drives you,
yeah,
and it makes you who you are. And it makes you this outstanding person.
like I feel like if I can't, this is the unhealthy part. If I can't provide, I'm less than. If I can't be patient, I'm less than.
Yeah.
If I can't show up the way you need me to show up, however moving that target is, I'm less than.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Yeah.
And
so
yeah.
like with the patients, just like, hey, yo, we pride ourselves on being nice and neat. We pride ourselves in being able to regulate our emotions. Part of regulating your emotions is being patient. That's part of it. So it's like, yo, I have this pressure that I put on myself to be that. And if I'm not that, I'm like, damn, I'm not living up to the standard that I've set for myself. So that's what I'm saying with the unhealthy part.
And I know we talked about it, not only the standard you set for yourself, because the standard we set for ourselves is an expectation people have of us.
Yes. Yes.
So like, there's an expectation too
Yes.
of me that I can't just be Antonio Brown on Snapchat one day.
Yes.
Not saying the feeling isn't there though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
Because like as polished as everybody is, like it can go wherever you want it to go.
It can be that. It can be that for sure.
Right? But it's like, do I want to let my wife down?
Yeah.
Do I want to let my son down?
I'm an example.
Let my family down.
My family? You know, people who, the audience, like, do I want to let these people down because of things that I did? And I think ultimately too, the greatest gift in that is saying, I want to be who I am in the dark, in the light. And I think people start saying, I'm just going to be this in the light and then I'll be that in the dark. It's like, nah, I challenge myself when I'm by myself.
Be that same person. Simeon said it best when he was here. Like, who's watching? I'm watching.
I'm watching. Yeah.
I'm watching. I still remember that shit like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I love that. You know what I mean? That's that type of accountability that really helps us reach new levels in life. Like, nope, no one's here, but this is how I act. This is how I perform. This is how I speak to myself. This is how I hold up my family when no one's watching. And obviously, when people are watching, I'm doing the same thing. The lights is on. But the lights is on even when the lights is off.
We talked the last episode about nice guy syndrome.
That was good. The lights is on even when the lights is off. That was good.
That was a bar. That was a bar. We talked a lot about the last episode. We talked about nice guy syndrome. Do y'all ever get tired of being a good man?
Nah.
You know what I get tired of? Knowing what the right thing is all the time. That's what I get tired of because there's no running away from that because the lights is on even when the lights is off. That's so real.
So you wish you
Like,
could just
sometimes-
not know. You could be oblivious to
And
it.
me and Brittany talk about this all the time. Sometimes I wish I was ignorant to what I should do.
Yeah, I feel that.
Sometimes I wish
feel that.
I was.
I feel that.
But I don't have no excuse.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have an excuse.
You know better.
Because I know better.
Yeah.
And when you know better, you're supposed to do better.
Yep.
So, like, the expectation of me is based off of my knowledge. It's not anybody else's. It's off of what I know. So sometimes I just wish, like, man, I wish I shouldn't have known to be patient about this.
Yeah.
I wish I could have just kind of reacted because there's also it's crazy because you also see those people who actually don't know better. It's a little more grace for them.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody does something, it's like, you knew better.
You knew
I can't
better.
even give you grace for that.
Yep.
It's like, dang, all right. But yeah, it's exhausting at
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
It's exhausting at
But
times.
it's exhausting, but bro, like,
It is what it is.
and it feels good, bro. being
Yeah.
a good man.
Yeah, yeah. When-
It feels good
Yeah.
hearing people speak about you,
Highly
like,
of you, yeah.
highly of you. It feels good knowing, like, when you walk into a room, you could shift the energy. It feels good knowing that people could depend on you, count on you. That's a good feeling, bro, as a man. You know what I mean?
think
Even when you're going through your own struggles, you know that
Yeah.
people still hold you to this high regard. That's a good
Sure.
feeling to me.
For sure.
I enjoy that.
Yeah, maybe the perks of, not even perks, but the advantages that people think that you get from not being a good man is like low hanging fruit.
Yep.
It's like very, very cheap stuff, like attention,
Mm-hmm. It's instant.
you know, things like that.
Yeah.
Freedom,
Yep.
no boundaries, things like that. Very cheap stuff, but that comes at the cost of the respect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even beyond respect, man. One of my clients, bro. This guy he was getting a checkup on his heart. Ended up having to leave the hospital and get a stent in his heart. Before he was leaving the hospital, before he went into the hospital, he was thinking about breaking up with his girl, right? He was like, oh man, you know, frustrating me. You know, I just want to go ahead and like be single and do the things. And man, he went to the hospital, dog, and she was by his side. He came out and he was like, I don't know what I was thinking. That would have been the worst decision I ever made in my life. He was like, all of the girls and the opportunities that I thought that I would have had by being single wouldn't have meant nothing to me because I would have been there by myself and she was there for me. And like, that shows me that this is who I need to be with. And I need to, this is all I need. I don't really need nothing else. So to your point of the low hanging fruit, consistency seems so dull,
Yep.
so boring.
Yep.
But I know if my eyes shut today and I went into a coma, I know when I open them who's gonna be there.
We're gonna be there.
I know exactly who's gonna be there. There won't be no confusion,
Yep.
no question marks of who gonna be there. Now, can you guys imagine when you guys were single? Let's just say circa whatever year, and
Don't know.
that happened.
Nope. Nope.
Mm.
Don't know.
So I know what I'm rolling with.
Yeah.
You know, I know what I'm gonna roll with in that case.
Yeah, man. Anything else, fellas? Good conversation.
Good conversation.
It's really good conversation.
I'm good.
Good.
Man, I love you guys, dog.
Man, I love you too.
Yeah, I love you too, bro.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
I love you too.
Tell your bro you love him today. Okay? Okay? But look, y'all, thank y'all for rocking with us and tapping in. We appreciate you guys. Be sure to comment. Let us know what you thought. Subscribe to the channel. Share the channel. Okay? We're almost at 100K subscribers on YouTube. So it's going to be a celebration when we finally hit that mark.
Need the plaques.
Yeah, we need that plaque. Replicas? They do replicas?
We got it. Even if they don't, we gonna find
Okay,
a way
cool.
to get it done. Yeah.
Yeah, and with that said, man, much love, much gratitude for real. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalan. This is another episode of Nice and Neat, and that's that
I'll be the
on
one that
that.
never sit and go and
Peace.
make a plan. Knowing my mother getting old now, I got no time. Gotta keep a couple for the road, the rest get left behind. Yeah. To the hundreds, pledge allegiance, I stand.